What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again, once again. So, one of the biggest issues with the Destiny 2 development update is that it stretches from January 30th to fall 2018, meaning it will take a year from the launch of Destiny 2 for Bungie to produce anything close to a full game. After asking players to participate in what's essentially the equivalent to a $100 early access beta. This, of course, is after asking players to participate in a 3-year, $200 beta. So we're up to $300 in betas at this point. And then once the game is finished in fall of 2018, Bungie will hold their hand out and say, to continue playing with these updates in any way that actually matters, that'll be another $30 to $40. Simply put, this is categorically unacceptable. Now don't get me wrong, I completely and utterly understand that it takes time to create, test, and implement all the various aspects of these updates. But maybe, if I might ask, how much of the studio is actually working on this? If it's just the live team and whatever artists they can get their hands on from time to time, again, it should be a no-brainer, but this is categorically unacceptable. From my understanding, and to be fair, we don't know the full scale of this, but it seems that not only are they in full swing of development on DLC 2, as they should be given that people have already paid for it, but it seems like they are in development for everything from Destiny DLC 2 to Destiny 3. I'm sorry, wait, what? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand moving forward. I understand trying to stay ahead of the curve. And maybe, just maybe, third time is the charm, and you can get your shit together and deliver a full fucking game on time without a 11th hour reboot. But you did ship a product that is fundamentally broken and will need 3 major updates with 34 different itemized features in total, and this is somehow, by some Herculean leap in logic that us mere mortals will never be able to comprehend, not a studio-wide initiative, to have implemented as soon as humanly fucking possible? I mean, Bungie is basically treating Destiny 2 like an obligation that they needed to get out of the way so that they can move on to the next big thing. It's like, they fucked up, and now we're expected to pay for it because they want to move on to Destiny 3 or Destiny 2.5 or whatever. But they had an obligation to Activision, so they just couldn't delay it 5 more years. So here we are, and now they're on to the next thing. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fuck and or kidding me right now? I mean, realistically, how is it that this update won't ship in its entirety with DLC 2 or in the DLC 2 release window? Don't get me wrong, I fully respect the work that Chris and the live team are doing, and I more than sympathize with a small team being handed this tremendous task. It's like that joke, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And that's essentially what the live team is doing, so I don't blame them for doing what they can as they can. The people I blame, and the people who everybody should be holding accountable and blaming, is the Bungie management. If the Bungie management came down from their ivory tower and said, all projects going forward with the exception of DLC 2, because people have already paid for DLC 2, are going to be put on hold until this itemized list that we've provided the community is finished and implemented, then how long do you think it would take for them to implement these updates? I would guess that we would see everything by DLC 2 or the beginning of summer. I mean, if a small team can do it by fall, what could the entire studio do? It's great that Bungie is finally going to fix Destiny 2, or at least make an attempt at finally fixing Destiny 2. However, don't you think maybe just a little bit in the loosest sense imaginable that a year after release is far too little, far too late? More so when that fix for Destiny 2 is likely, given the current Destiny 1 trend Destiny 2 is following, going to be associated with their large fall expansion. Did you not think anybody else was going to notice that, Bungie? Sure, the majority of the update will be free, And yes, there will be some legacy content that it'll be relevant in, but how much of that Year 4 legacy content is going to still be available going into Year 5? So, to really get anything out of these updates, you have to buy the fall expansion. So realistically speaking, this isn't an update to Destiny 2. It's an update to Destiny 2, the fall expansion. Sure, on paper, in the most technical of definitions, legacy players will have access to all these new features. But, I mean, we saw with Destiny 1, none of that is relevant. If you don't purchase the new content, sure, you can benefit from all these new updates, but really, I mean, what's the point if you're not playing Year 5 content? While it is spectacular to see the direction that Bungie is going with these updates, the unfortunate reality of the situation is, if they don't happen sooner rather than later, they stop being updates to Destiny 2, and they start being updates to Destiny 2, the fall expansion. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below, and like always, stay frosty.